Romance yourself. Party of one. Hello. Party of one is enough. Party of one is enough because you are enough. Romance yourself. Why is this important? Your relationship with yourself informs every other relationship in your life. Your relationship with yourself is the first and foremost place and space and energy that influences and informs every single other relationship that exists in your life. Meaning, how you feel about yourself, how you treat yourself, how you show up for yourself, how you honor yourself, how you are in integrity with yourself informs how you show up for other people, how you are in integrity with other people, how you love other people, how you can take care of other people. And this is the thing that we miss. I know I've missed this so many times, is I think that taking care of myself or really being kind to myself, really being gentle, really being nurturing and loving and sweet, that it's not important. That I can be sweet to others. I can love other people. I can be gentle with other people. I can be nice to other people. But here's what I've learned. A lot of people think that they're being so wonderful to other people and they're not doing the work for themselves, but and they're not treating themselves well. But that's somehow okay, that they're really being, nice to others, taking care of others. Martyrdom is not love. Giving yourself at the expense of yourself, giving yourself to others at the expense of yourself, that's not love. Love is the energy of care, of gentleness, of kindness, of sweetness. And when we fill ourselves up, it's like you are a cup, my friend, and when your cup is full, what then overflows from your cup is what other people truly receive from you. So when we give from a place of lack, when we're unkind to ourselves but we're pretending to be kind to others, that's not true kindness. True kindness is when we cultivate an energy of self-love. And the reason that the self is important is because if we are all connected, Pocahontas says we are all connected to each other in a circle in a hoop that never ends, at least in the Disney version. If we are all connected to each other in a circle in a hoop that never ends, then how I treat myself is how I treat you. It is how I treat you because we are one and the same. You are my mirror. And so my desire to experience love and connection and belonging with you is my desire to, my real desire is to experience the energy of love and connection and belonging with myself. And by the way, the reason that it's so important to romance yourself, to really do this work of loving who you are, is that this is what creates who you are. This is what causes us to show up. So here's the thing I want to talk about is if you love who you are, and it does take work, it requires that you start where you are. So in order to love who you are, you want to start where you are. Meaning that there might be aspects of yourself, there might be behaviors, patterns, habits, addictions, past things that you've done that you might not love, that you might not be happy about, that you might not be pleased with, that you might be holding against yourself and might be manifesting in the form of unworthiness or not feeling like you deserve or even self-hatred or self-loathing. So it's so important to cultivate this energy of loving yourself where you are right now. Meaning, can you love the part of you that you judge the most? Can you actually see beneath the pattern, the habit, the unconsciousness, and see the core root desire that lives in the being, the animal, this human, this child that lives within you? That's the real challenge. Is there is something deep within you, any bad habit or pattern or thing that you're doing that's not really serving you and the world, at the core of that is a root desire, is something that needs attention. You know, it's like when we have a wound on the body, we treat the wound. You might put some like neosporin or polysporin on it. You might keep it clean. You might put a bandage over it. You care for it and you protect it so that it can heal. So we want to like look at these areas where we're suffering, because there's some wound there, especially the areas where we are continually suffering, where we're learning that same lesson again and again, or there's that same emotional pattern where you feel like, oof, not this again. We don't want to turn our back on that. We don't want to beat ourselves up further when there's tenderness that needs care. We want to look at the wound, see it for what it is, discern what needs to be done here so that this can be treated with love and kindness and gentleness and care, and where do I need to step up? And you know there's like that moment where you have to have the Band-Aid on to protect the wound, and then there's that moment where you need to take the Band-Aid off so it can just be exposed to the air and the elements so it can start to scab over more effectively. It's like both are required. You're going to need to sort of go like this and really cultivate that energy of love within yourself and be with yourself. Take time to meditate, to journal, to be still, to do a yoga nidra practice, to do a yoga class, to go inward. And at some point, it's going to be required that we not just be so deep in ourselves, navel gazing, but we come up and out of ourselves and into the world and begin to experience the elements again so we can experience the real fruits of our inner romance labor, our inner labor. And there are real energetic implications to cultivating a romance with yourself. If you want to experience love with someone else, then you must start with yourself. I want you to hear this if you're open to hearing it. We can grasp and seek and reach and try to get someone else to fill the hole that we feel inside, but it will never be fulfilling to us, and it will continue to have a codependent dynamic with that person until we begin the true deeper work of filling up our own cup with love. Imagine you could literally fill up your entire body, your entire being, every cell of who you are with love, with self-kindness, with self-compassion. Imagine what would be possible if you loved the whole of who you are. If you loved every aspect, the shadow, the light, the good, the bad, the child, the adult, the sexual, the animal, the caretaker, the angry, resentful parts of you. Imagine that you could love the whole of who you are. And just have a sense of compassion. Because when you romance yourself, when you love someone, when you're really into them, it's like you just love all of them. You're like, oh my God, even that like weird thing that you're doing, I think is so awesome. It is your job. It is my job. It is our job to cultivate that relationship with yourself, with myself, with ourselves. It is your job to cultivate that relationship with yourself, where you don't have to like everything that you're doing. You don't have to condone behavior that needs to change. But can you love the child, the animal, the aspect of you that has a core root need and desire? And can you open yourself to exploring how that desire can and will be met by your own ability to bring your attention to your soul, to your truth, to your essence, to your presence? And that, my loves, is a romance worth fighting for, worth showing up for, and worth being fully present for. So romance yourself, sit with yourself, be with yourself, meditate with yourself, love with yourself, and I can't wait to see how it ripples out. Chat soon.